Hey everybody, I'm Nick Anderson. This is the Nick Anderson Show. We are live this Wednesday at 7 o'clock right now, and we have this is the episode I am most excited about ever for this show because we are doing a Movember special. I have a really, really awesome friend that's going to be joining us today to talk about men's health, Movember, and all different types of things. So I'm pumped. We're going to start out the show like we always do with a beer because this show lasts as long as a beer. So grab yourself a beer if you don't have one. I'm going to open this one up. This week we have a Longboard Island Lager from Kona Brewing. And I'm excited. It's not a twist off, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're going to buy this one, make sure you got yourself a nice bottle opener. Look at that. Kona. Oh, you can't see it. Kona Brewing. A Longboard Island Lager. I'm really hoping it takes me to Hawaii because I could use a little bit of Hawaii warmth right now. Oh, hot damn. That's a good beer. You know what? I'm not in Hawaii, but it does kind of transport me there. I don't care who you are. This is a beer that you'll like if you like any beer at all. And even if you don't, you might like this one. This is really good. It's a little bit sweet. It reminds me kind of the same, so not the same flavors, but as flavorful as a Honey Vice by Liney's. Let's read about it a little bit here. What does it tell us? It does not tell us much. It does say mahalo for drinking responsibly, which is something we're doing tonight. We got a single beer, some great conversation. Tonight, I want to surprise y'all. I'm going to sing a song for you. We're going to start off with a little Johnny Cash tonight. It's one of the songs that people at bars really like me to play. All right, I'm going to get on my knees here and see if I can get the guitar in a picture. All right, look at that. I feel like a country boy. Okay, anyways. I'll put it down. Tell me when you're playing. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring, bound by wild desire. I fell into a ring of fire. Sing along at home with me. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went on higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Well, I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet. Oh, yes, it is. When hearts like ours meet, I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. Here we go, sing along at home. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went on higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. Well, I into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames, they went higher, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire, and it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. All right, drop in the comments if you liked that. We haven't sang on the show in a while, so if you like that, you want more of that in the show, let me know. and we'll do some more of it. I'll put the guitar down and let's get our guest in here. So tonight's guest is Brian Rogers. I met Brian on my very first day of college at UWEC. I'm really excited to have him. It's been too long since I've been able to see him because of the pandemic and such, but I did get to see him before the pandemic, and happy to do that. So we're going to bring him in here. Hey, Brian.
How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
Good. I'm going to put your name up here so that you feel official. We've got...
Who doesn't love feeling official?
Brian Rogers right there. And Brian, first thing I want you to do here is just kind of show off that beautiful mustache. Can you get a little closer to the camera?
Oh, yeah.
Needs to see that. Yeah.
I got that waxed today.
Oh, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. So like I was saying, I met Brian on my very first day of college. He actually was helping people move up to whatever floor they were in. I was on the third floor of Putnam Hall for my fellow alumni or Blue Golds there. And that's just the kind of guy that Brian Rogers is. He's helps people move in, doesn't matter what floor they're on. And let me say, Putnam did not have an elevator. So it was not just a, we were quite sweaty. And that was my first impression of you. And it didn't change. You're always been a real nice guy. And yeah. So thank you for helping move in. And it's been a great friendship ever since. Do you want to tell us why you're here today on the show?
Yeah, actually. So every year for the last, actually, now this is the 10th year, and my second year fundraising, but every year in November, I grow a mustache to try and help change the face of men's health. It's called Movember. It's Australian. It started in Australia in 2005 to try and bring awareness to prostate cancer because a couple of friends, one of their buddies was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which at this point is very curable. It's not something to worry too much about, but it's still something that impacts a lot of men yearly and is preventable and fixable. But so it started in 2005, and then they were like, why just do prostate cancer? Why not do men's physical health? So it then turned into prostate and testicular cancer, and then they kind of moved forward from there, and they said, there's a lot of men in the world who struggle mentally and not physically, because society nowadays kind of pushes and pushes and pushes to make you feel like you need to be more and more masculine. And so they said, there's no point in feeling down if you're not masculine. I mean, you can grow a terrible mustache. Why not? But they started growing mows when they began to try and, get a conversation started. And then ever since then, it's actually turned into the largest nonprofit for men's health, physical and mental. Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. I do it for mental health because I struggled when I was in elementary school through high school, but I was really badly bullied. Kind of really brought me down. Didn't feel like the world would be better off without me. And because I had such a fantastic support team, i.e. my family and friends, they really helped kind of shine a light on the fact that I am unique. I make someone at any point in time be happy that they know me and to be here with us, and that really kind of changed my view on life. And so I am doing my damnedest to raise money for all of the research that the money goes towards, and they're 100% visible with where their money goes, and it's honestly one of my favorite things to do. I look forward to it every year. You can either start fresh or grow out a ridiculous beard like I had prior to this, and then just shave in a fantastic mustache, which this takes months for me to grow. So
yeah. When you said like, I grew this mustache this month, I was like,
Damn.
Man, speak about living up to different masculinity things. I was like, I don't know if I could grow that in a couple of years. So,
Yeah, no, this
no,
took
but
months to grow. So
that's awesome. I love
yeah.
the mustache, and I love Movember. You were the first person to tell me about Movember. You told me about it, I believe, back in college, because we had always done No Shave November, but I never realized until I met you, like, oh, there's an actual cause behind. You can like grow a mustache. You can do different things to help the face of men's health, and I think it's awesome. You had talked a little bit about how this started for prostate cancer, and now it has grown into this huge thing where it's just about men's health in general, which can be mental health, physical health, that's awesome.
Combination of both, even.
Yeah. So the money, do you know, does it go towards research? Does it go towards
Yeah, so a big, I want to say a big chunk. I don't know the exact percentage, but it's a hefty portion of all of the money that's donated goes towards. For instance, in the U.S. alone, I actually took the time one day. It goes towards 40 different nonprofits just focused on mental health.
Okay.
So that's just in the U.S. It's 40 nonprofits for mental health, and then there's also the research into testicular cancer and prostate cancer, especially since testicular cancer is one of the most prominent cancers in men from 15 to 35, and then obviously prostate cancer is it's so common in men above the age of 40.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm trying to find there's a quote on their website that really moved me. But yeah, it's crazy to me. And after talking to you, how young a lot of men are that have these health issues that, you wouldn't think about until, a lot of times we think of old males getting that type of thing, but it does happen to young men quite often.
Yep. Which is why one of their slogans is "Know thy nuts,"
which is fantastic.
Yeah.
So there's a few different quotes from their website that I wanted to read just to kind of show like that this is a big issue and that there's a lot of things that can be done and a lot of things we can do during this month. It says here on their website, the About Us, I went to mental health and suicide prevention. It says globally, on average, one man dies by suicide every minute of every day.
Mm-hmm.
And that is alarmingly high. We've also got in the US, the rate of male suicide is alarmingly high. 3 out of 4 suicides are men. Their goal here at Movember for mental health is by 2030, they want to reduce the rate of male suicides by 25%. I think talking about mental health and talking about it, especially next to physical health, is really important in helping young men, old men, just people in general understand that it's all health. It's a sickness just like anything else. And that there is things that we can do to help it. You had mentioned that you had struggled with some mental health. I did as well in high school. And yeah, this is a great organization for helping that. So I'm going to get to my and your goals here. We started is it a party or?
Yes, it's a party.
So
a group, if you will, a team.
Yeah. So on Movember.com, you can start a team. Brian and I formed a team called Super Mo Party because Super Mario Party and Mario and Luigi have their mustaches. So Super Mo Party. Mustache. And here is a way that you can visit our website and actually help us reach our goal. Brian has a goal of $500, and then our party has a goal of $1,000, where Brian is at $325 already, which is fantastic. And I am asking viewers today, or whenever you're watching this, to go to this website, bit.ly/supermoparty. That is Brian and my team. And if you use a MasterCard,
Yes.
MasterCard will match donations up to $10 tonight. So if you, or not tonight, but during this,
during all of Movember.
So if you donate $10 tonight, it actually goes twice as far. It's $20 that you'll be donating.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping from this video, we can get 10 donations of $10 for a total of 100 on your side. And then MasterCard matches that to get us $200 up to the
our goal.
Our goal.
So a total of $200.
So I'm gonna donate $10 tonight. I invite you to join me on that. I'm gonna also post this link in the comments here. At least /super mo party. Also, from the beginning of the episode, my mom commented, "Thanks for the help moving Nick into the dorms." My mom was very appreciative of that because there are so many stairs, and she was like, "Who was that nice young man?"
It was honestly, everyone was so amazing that day. I'm fairly certain it was hotter than hot out that day.
The best part is, so we go up, like we're bringing all this stuff up to my dorm room, and my parents go back downstairs to grab more stuff. And Brian turns to me and he's like, "Dude, you're going to have so much fun here this year. We're going to have so much fun." And I was like, I was nervous going into college, and I like all of a sudden had like a positive vibe right away. And that's what you were. And I think that's awesome. So thank you for that. And speaking of conversations like that, you can help men. That was a terrible transition.
This is amazing. What are you talking about?
So if you go to bit.ly/supermoparty, that is where you can help us raise money for men's health. Let's see. So Brian, you have been there's different ways. If you aren't able to donate to Men's Health, there's other ways that you can support. And I wish I could donate more money. So I have been doing some of the other ways. Can you explain to our audience here, what are some of the ways you can get involved with Movember on the non-monetary side?
Yeah. Well, for one, talk. The best way to get information out there is to spread it, is to tell people about it, is to, kind of just, it's word of mouth, but then on top of that, like for me, I set a goal for myself this month, which is to move. My goal is to run 60 miles this month.
Wow.
So far, I'm kind of failing, but my goal is to hit 50 miles. So far, I'm a third of the way there, and we're halfway through the month.
Awesome. Keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a hot minute since I've ran. So
you know what? I'm gonna don't worry about, your goal went from 60 to 50. I'm giving you those 10 miles because that mustache is so big that it's probably
a lot of drag.
The wind resistance and the drag. You're probably working a lot harder. So, I mean,
yeah, especially I'm carrying a keg with me too. It's
just with a straw to the front.
Nope, just my belly. So, but yeah, it's honestly, there's plenty of ways you can get the word out there. You can spread it by mouth or by word of mouth. You can run. You can share it on social media. You can actually hold fundraisers like this, for instance, to help raise money for this whole thing. And it's the more people, the merrier. I think right now they're at like 50 million people worldwide who participate annually.
And I think it's important to note too that it isn't too late to get involved with this. It is November 18th, but like this is their fundraising month, and there's still time to get involved with it and to help out. And like you could start a Mo party with your friends, just like Brian and I did, and come up with like kind of a fun name, and then you can mow together, move together, move together, and do that type of thing. So
exactly.
Cool.
And it's not just men who wear mustaches for the month. There's so those are Mo Bros, and then there's Mo Sisters as well. There's a lot of women out there who have been affected by the outcome of a man having mental health issues or prostate cancer issues or testicular cancer issues. These are serious diseases, and we need to help make the world a better place.
Absolutely.
And that's my goal.
Awesome. And then I wanted to mention too, along with, the non-monetary ways that you can support, which the monetary ways you can support is by going to bit.ly/supermoparty, which is right here. MasterCard is matching donations up to $10. So if you donate up to $10 today, your donation goes twice as far, and that's $20. I'm a musician and I'm going to donate $10 tonight. So if you have, if you have anything that you can give, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, some of the other ways that you can help out with Movember is simply just having a conversation with a bro. So one of the things that Brian had mentioned to me is like, one of the things you can do this month is just have a beer with a bro.
Yeah.
So Brian and I actually met up over Skype or Zoom or whatever the heck it was. And we had a beer together and chatted. And that's really important too. Checking in with your friends and just having a beer with your bro. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. Especially since so far this whole pandemic, suicide rates have actually shot through the roof. So mental health is definitely something that, a beer. It's being on Zoom, getting on Google Meet, getting on Facebook, something or other. Just have a beer, shoot the shit. You really can't go wrong. It's just making sure everything's good. Even if you're just catching up.
Absolutely.
Everyone struggles.
And I think like it's hard to take that first step, especially if you haven't talked to someone in a while. Oops, my camera just turned off. Can you still hear me?
I can. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's hard to take that first step and reach out to someone if you haven't talked to them in a while, but it's so important. And like, especially if you're feeling like you just don't want to do anything, you have no energy. And then to like reach out is a lot of work. But I think it's really important to do that, and your friends will enjoy it, and it's going to make you happier if you reach out to someone as well.
Exactly. And honestly, remember, again, yes, this is about men's health, but remember there are a lot of women out there who are struggling as well too, and we got to make sure that we involve them and make sure that they're doing all right as well.
Absolutely. Trying to figure this out. Oh, almost got it.
Almost. It's all right. But yeah, it's honestly just sitting down and having a beer with your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, brothers, sisters, parents. You can teach your parents how to use streaming services
or teach Nick
how to use streaming services. And
we're back.
It's a little delayed, but it'll catch up. Yeah. Okay. It'll catch up though. But yeah, so it's just one step at a time, have a beer, talk it out.
Absolutely.
It's not that hard.
Absolutely. At this point, I want to open it up for questions for anyone in the audience. Does anybody have any questions for Brian or questions about Movember? Otherwise, while you guys are thinking of those questions, we're going to get to know Brian a little bit better. Instead of just having him talk about Movember, we want to know who Brian is too. So, Brian, what do you do?
I am an electrical engineer. Currently I'm the lead electrical engineer for Briggs & Stratton for the electrification of commercial lawnmowers. So I'm taking a mower, one of those
it's a badass
real big ones, yeah. But you take one of those real big lawnmowers and you take it from gas powered and hydraulic powered and you turn it into entirely battery powered. So we have a very large battery on it, and then that turns a bunch of electric motors, and it's awesome. It really is. It's just I call it a big electric go-kart with whirly blades of doom.
So one question I have, and I don't know if you know the answer to this. So moving things from being gas powered to electric powered, does that save energy? And what I mean by that is, don't we burn coal to create energy?
So yeah, that's actually a very important question. So, um, so like depending on where you are in the U.S., you could have solar power, you could have wind power, you could have nuclear power,
Okay.
coal power, or natural gas power. I believe in Wisconsin we have one nuclear power plant, which if we're gonna try and move towards 100% green energy, the right steps to take is to get away from fossil fuels.
Okay.
And the best way that we can do that, since green energy isn't totally accessible right now, is to use nuclear power plants, because we know how they work. They're able to run a lot longer than coal and natural gas, and then on top of that, the amount of waste that they have can actually be recycled and reused.
Yeah, there's a great documentary from Bill Gates talking about.
Yeah, actually, I saw that. It was a good one.
Yeah.
How they can use spent nuclear fuel to.
Yeah. Do you remember what that was called?
Not a clue.
I think it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can
But
find
it
here.
was really good. But yeah, so in order to move away from coal and stuff like that, we really got to kind of push for cleaner, nuclear energy, as well as solar and wind. And honestly, depending on where you are, solar and wind could be 100% of what you use. So as of right now, yeah, we're using a bit of coal, we're using a bit of natural gas to power and recharge our batteries. But in the end, I believe it saves a lot more energy.
Awesome. Yeah, that's always been a burning question. So no pun intended.
Punny, I like it.
Next question: what beer are you drinking tonight?
I am drinking my own oatmeal stout. I brewed this about 6, maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. I've had it in a keg for about 4 weeks now. So
okay.
Yeah, but I've got a whole keezer in my dining room currently. But yeah, I homebrew. I really got into it right when this whole thing kind of hit.
Good time.
Yeah, very good time. Like I started gathering all this stuff, and then we're like, oh yeah, lockdown's happening. I was like, oh, well, at least I'm prepared.
You're like, man, if only this would last a month or two, then I could have,
Yeah, and then it turns out it's lasted way longer than that. I'm like, well, at least I have alcohol. So.
Yeah, now you're enjoying the spoils.
Yep. But it is an oatmeal stout right now, so it's
all right.
Very good.
All right.
Yeah.
And what do you like to do in your free time, Brian? I feel like I'm filling out a dating profile.
Well, I've got my girlfriend here, so no. In my free time, I honestly do a whole slew of stuff. I brew beer. I work on my house. I actually bought this house in February, and I haven't been happier. I'm a maker at heart, which means anything that I can do myself, I would rather do it myself than have someone else do it or buy some gizmo. Like I have 2 3D printers, I have 2 CNCs, and I have a mill all in my basement.
What's a CNC?
Computer numeric control. So you take remember your in math you had your X and Y axis for a graph.
Yeah.
Well, you can take that and say you have a piece of wood. Now you have your X and your Y, and then you have one more axis, which is your Z, right? For how thick your wood is. Sure. Well, a CNC lets you cut that stuff out, and you can make 3D objects using a program and all through just simple code that goes into this machine. Tells it where to go in the X, Y, Z planes. Yeah, it's really fun. And honestly, it's the easiest thing to get into. It sounds difficult, but then you watch one YouTube video, like that's not that hard. That's not that difficult. But
Awesome. All right, I'm going to take 1 second here again to first say, now that we've gotten to know Brian a little bit, do we have any questions on what he does during his day or during his free time? And also, I wanted to say one more time, tonight's show is all about men's health. I've got Brian here who originally showed me the Movember.com and what they're all about. So tonight we're raising money for men's health. Whether you're a man or a woman, you can help out. And MasterCard is actually matching donations up to $10. So if you donate $10 to Movember tonight, it actually is 20. And I keep saying tonight, but it's for the rest of November.
Month. So if you donate 10 times at $10, we get an extra $200.
Nice.
Or an extra $100. So yeah,
nice.
Feel free to donate $10 10 times.
But Brian, what's the link? Where do we go to donate?
It's it's a really simple link. It's over here. It's bit.ly/supermoparty. It'll take you right to our team website, bit.ly/supermoparty, all one word, all lowercase.
And if you look behind us, we've got a call center of people waiting to take your call. Caller number 7. How is it going back there? It's going great, Nick. We just got one donation. And
coming in.
Do you remember watching those as a kid? Like you seeing the telethon, like, this is PBS. If you're enjoying this presentation of Elvis Presley goes to Canada, please donate.
Like nature.
Do these dogs look sad? They'd be a lot happier if you called caller number 7 and PBS. Caller number 7, do you have one? I've got one on the line for you. All right. And donating to bit.ly/supermoparty to help mental health tonight. Okay, so we do have a few questions. First question from Katie Rad. Where did you get that sweet shirt?
Seeing how my girlfriend knows exactly where I got this shirt. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate you asking that very important question. So one day, my buddy Nick Anderson and his amazing band, Nick Anderson and the Skinny Lovers, came down to Milwaukee to play a show in a bar that wasn't too far away from our house. Katie Rad and I, we hopped in our car and we drove over, got there early, grabbed a drink, and we enjoyed an amazing show by Nick Anderson and the Skinny Lovers. Easily one of the most phenomenal shows I've been to.
Oh, you're too sweet.
It's actually serious. That was an amazing show
that
nice. You guys put on.
I'm glad you
and then to help support my buddy and his band, we bought this amazing shirt, which says Nick Anderson and the Skinny Lover. It's real fine print. But I wanted to help support my buddy as in every way that I could, and this was one of them. And now I get to wear a shirt that has my buddy's name on it. And when people go, "Who's Nick Anderson?" I get to explain exactly who they are.
Nice. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you not only purchasing the shirt but wearing it and talking about us, because that helps so much. Helps so much with the band, and especially when it's a cool guy talking about us. So
easily it is easily the I guess it is easily the easiest thing for me to do is to talk about Nick Anderson and Skinny Lovers. They're an amazing band.
Is it as easy as going to bit.ly/supermoparty to donate to men's health during November?
It is that easy.
Nice.
It's exactly that easy to just go to bit.ly/supermoparty.
Was that Super Mo Party?
Super Mo Party.
Oh, Super Mo Party. All right, we have one more question here. Have you ever considered going on the show Making It?
I have no idea what that show is.
Okay, so there is this show. Sierra, comment who the two people are, because I can't remember their names. But there's these two people, and they make things. There's these two people. It's two famous people. They have all of these makers, such as yourself, creative people who like to make things or craft things on the show. They give them a craft that they have to complete, and then they all compete against each other to create the best craft within these certain guidelines. And then these two judges go around, or maybe it's 3. I can't remember the judges.
Go around.
People who are judgy, judgy people go around, and they judge your making it stuff and your crafts. And it's a super cool show. Yes. Okay. Amy Poehler,
Poehler.
Amy Poehler,
and Nick Offerman.
and Nick
Actually,
Offerman.
now that she says that, yes, I do know exactly that show. I've never thought about even trying to get onto that show because I don't know, I'd just rather be at home and build random crap and then have fun with it.
Stars of Parks and Rec. Yes.
Oh, I know that show.
It would be pretty cool to see you on that show. Plus, I think you'd dominate because the other people would be like, I'm crafting using these popsicle sticks and glue. And you'd be like, well, I have wired together this dog kennel so that when the dog barks, water comes down and trickles through the land for all the dogs who need water. Meanwhile, it raises money for bit.ly/Soper Mo Party. Soper Mo Party.
Depends on where you are in the world. You could,
but no, I think you could mentally dominate.
Thanks. I mean, I could also, I physically overtake people too. I am 6'5", so
you could like, you'd win the challenge and they'd be like, Brian, you win this challenge, and then it would cut to you just like beating everyone else up physically.
Why would I do that? No.
I thought that's what you were saying.
No, I would just tower over individuals because I'm 6'5".
Yeah. That's, I should have mentioned. So I thought that was kind of funny. Like I was thinking about having my camera way down here to like accentuate the fact that you're so tall, and just like do the like.
Oh, there you are. Right?
Yeah, like the.
This is actually probably more accurate.
Yeah.
You're above my shoulder height.
Oh man. So post questions if you've got them for Brian. We are going to wrap up here in the next 5 minutes. So if you have more questions for Brian, make sure you get them out now. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about tonight, Brian, or anything at all, or more? Is there more about Movember that we need to talk about, or?
Honestly, it's the only thing that I really want to get out there is everyone helps. You know, whether you're raising money, whether you're talking with friends, whether you're just trying to support someone like mentally, physically, in any way that you can, do it. Because honestly, it's one of the most fulfilling things is when you get the opportunity to be, you know, to be there for someone. It is more fulfilling than anything I can possibly explain. And it's again, one of the reasons I do Movember every year is because I had people there for me when I was struggling, and I just wanted to pay it forward. You know,
absolutely.
It's just that easy. Pay it forward, you know?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And so that beer is so big.
What are you talking about?
I was gonna say something profound, and then you're just like, beer. It's so important. Gigantic, biggest beer I've ever seen.
Hands.
Oh man, that looks like a beer you'd get in Germany or something.
Something like that. You never know. But yeah, no, this is an 8-ounce beer. It's I have really small hands, and I have it really close to the camera.
Oh man, but yes, you're 100% correct. It is so important to just talk to people, be there for people, check in with people, and if you are one of those people that's feeling super alone right now, or down right now, or anything of that sort, or going through anything, reach out to people. Even if you don't think you know them super well, reach out to me if you don't feel like you can reach out to anybody.
Exactly.
Reach out to someone.
I always have an open, judgmental-free ear if anyone needs to just spill their beans.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's helped me in the past to just kind of vent. I remember when we were in college, I was like, Nick, I need to talk. And you were like, hold on, let me go grab a beer. And there's all right, let's do it. And we would have a beer, and we would talk for like 6 hours straight. I don't even know how that's possible, but we made a beer last 6 hours. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
And those are probably the highlights of my 3 years there, were just be like, Nick, I need to talk. And then we could go outside and talk on the benches. And
yeah.
Oh, man, it was great.
And then I'd do the same thing for you, like there was so many times too where, or you do the same thing for me. I mean, like there were so many times where I do that, come up to you and be like, dude, I need a second. And then you'd be like, hold on a second, let me go grab a beer. And then we'd sit and chat for hours. And then, by the end of it, you feel better. You've chatted about all kinds of different things. And it feels good.
I remember the night you told me that you met this amazing girl. Her name was Sierra. And you're like, dude, I think she's the one. And I was just like, if you feel that
Nick.
highly about it, go for it. And look at that. You're married to her now.
That's right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, she only said no like 6 times, but the 7th time.
Persistence. No. Nope. If
I bet
the girl says no.
I bet I think she's watching in the house right now. I guarantee out loud she said it was not 6 times.
It was 1 time. He was shaking the whole time. He was crying. I didn't know what to do.
Oh man. We did have someone who donated. So Mary Anderson, whoever that is, definitely not my mom. Yes, I donated. Thanks for the great show. That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for donating. And remember, if anybody else is interested in donating to Movember, which is for men's health, mental health, physical health, you can go to bit.ly/supermoparty, and donations up to $10 are matched if you use a MasterCard tonight. Our goal is for this episode of the Nick Anderson Show to raise an additional $100 for bit.ly/supermoparty, and then that becomes $200 if we use MasterCards.
Exactly. And we will take $400 and $500 donations and $1 donations and $5. We'll take anything because everything helps.
Yes, and
everything helps.
I on that note, I used to hate when people would say like everything counts even if you give $1, but really it does. So it
adds up.
I worked at the foundation for the university all through college, and all of those donations really add up, the small ones, the big ones. And I've had people donate as low as $1, and it does help. It does help because that helped pay for, $1 helped pay for my job. It helped pay for, there's a lot of alumni. If every one of them gave $1, just think about that.
You have at least $4.
Exactly.
I'm not wrong.
No.
At least 4.
So, yeah. Okay, random thought, but I feel like you need to know this. My guest last week is a younger fella. He's not like we're so old.
I am.
A younger fella, and he was telling me that the burritos at El Pat go up to $9 now.
What?
Yeah. You can get
like $5?
They were $5, and I was telling him, I was like, you used to be able to go to a party with 2 5s. You'd spend a $5 on a keg, then you'd go spend another $5 on a burrito,
and you'd be full for a year.
And now he's like, yeah, you got to have $9, and I was like, man, I would have had to get a second job.
It's unbelievable.
But apparently, you can get a seafood burrito now. I don't know what kind of rich college kids can afford seafood burritos, but
not me. I remember mine was mostly just cheese sauce and rice.
But are we old enough to complain about those rich college kids yet, or should we wait a few more years?
We can do whatever we want. You don't have to be old. But,
yeah, I'm wearing a cool hat. I can say what
I got a sweet mustache.
Exactly. Do things get stuck in the mustache when you're eating?
All the time. As a matter of fact, sometimes when I don't wax it, I end up eating the mustache.
What kind of wax do you use for that? Like, is it just like you burn a candle for a while and then dip your fingers in? Or
no, I go find a wild beehive, and then I no, there's a wax. I don't know. It's in this little silver tube. I lose it every year, so I have to go buy it every year. But I get it from like Sally Beauty Supply. It's the only place in town that sells it. Can you hear me?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, hello.
I can hear
you
you.
hear me?
Can you hear me?
Nod your head if you can hear me. Okay.
Your damn speakers again.
I can't hear you. Bummer. Hold on. I'm.
He'll be right back. But the wax I use is from Sally Beauty Supply. It's got this little dapper guy with a top hat. It's amazing.
Can you?
I can hear you. I could hear you the whole time.
I'm going to just old-fashioned technology here.
Oh shucks.
I'm using my computer now. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
So your word you said.
So the wax I use, I get from Sally Beauty Supply. It's the only place in town that sells it. And I bad burp.
I realized, like, when I started drinking, I was like, it'd be fun to drink a beer during the show, and then you like start drinking, you're like, yeah, and then blah.
Right. No, but I lose my wax every year, and I buy it every year, so it's nice. I know the exact place where they sell it.
It's like chapstick then. You just like
buy
100.
Yep. And then I'll find 8 of them when I do some cleaning.
Yeah. I always think like the island of toys at Christmas, that's probably where all of the chapstick is. Probably. So
but remember, guys, you can donate at bit.ly/Super Mo Party.
Yes. We are raising money for Movember, which is for men's health, mental and physical. Yeah. So I don't know what I missed when you were talking.
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
Cool. But help us change the face of men's health and help us keep men from dying early.
Yes.
Dying too young.
Yes. And for more information, if you are not sure if you want to donate yet, I know we've been pushing that.
It's totally fine.
If you just want more information on how you can get involved, you can go to Movember.com. Really easy to remember because it's November with an M, which is also what men starts with.
And on top of that, mustache in every country except the U.S. is spelled M-O-U, whereas in the U.S. it's M-U. So a mo is actually Australian slang for a mustache.
Okay.
So I've actually gone up to people and been like, hey, nice mo. And they're like, thanks, man. It's like, you do. I'm like, that guy does Movember.
Yeah. Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight, Brian. I really appreciate you taking the time, especially after a long work day designing gigantic lawnmowers and converting them from
it's brutal.
So thank you so much for taking the time. Again, I'm going to throw the link up here. MasterCard is matching donations up to $10 if you use a MasterCard. Where is that other? There it is. That is where the link where you can donate.
bit.ly/Super Mo Party. Remember, it's a /, not /.
We should have made a drinking game for tonight. Every time we said the link, people had to take a drink.
No, we still can. Every time that we've said it, you guys have to slam a beer. So
yeah, 30
rough Wednesday night. It's a whole rack. No, but I really appreciate you having me on, Nick, and I'm really excited that now more people understand why I do it, and hopefully they can help out. Monetarily, non-monetarily, any way that they can. I really just want to get the word out there because, everyone has feelings. We're not robots. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, thank you, Brian. It was great to see you as always, and happy your Movember.
Thanks, man. You too. And wish me luck on this running.
I will. I'll log in and see how you're doing.
Another 40 miles to go. All right, bud.
All right, my friend. Have a good night.
You as well.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of The Nick Anderson Show on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. It's always live, and it's usually somewhat fun. Thank you for joining us. Brian tonight. This is one of my favorite episodes. Thank you, Brian, so much for coming. Different ways that you can help out right now that aren't monetary. You can share this live stream. We talked a lot about men's health, about Movember.com, and about ways that you can donate to help that cause. If you aren't able to donate, sharing this video, helping get that message out, like Brian said, helps a ton. On that note, for men's health this month, and just as part of my mission and my goal of being a musician, I've started a new YouTube series because I was feeling pretty down over the last week or so, and then the weeks before that with all the craziness that's going on. So I figured if I could use some motivation, I'm sure others could too. So I started a YouTube series called 2020 Daily Motivation from a Musician. And what that means is, first of all, I'm giving the daily motivation and I'm a musician. And secondly, the way I'm giving motivation is I'm going to read a quote every day from a famous musician, someone like Johnny Cash or Jimi Hendrix or Cher. It's all over the board. And then after I give a quote from that famous or well-known musician, I explain it and relate it to everyday life for anybody, meaning if you're a musician, if you are a doctor, if you are a teacher, whatever you do, relate it to everyday life. So I wanted to share the very first episode with you tonight, and then I'm going to put the link on how you can find that as well on here. You can go to bit.ly/NASLYT, and the YT does have to be capitalized. And that will bring you to our YouTube page where you can subscribe for the next 21 days or more. We'll see how these 21 days go. I will be posting a 1-minute video every single day at 5 a.m. And here is the video from this morning to give you a taste. Welcome to 2020 Daily Motivation from a Musician. My name is Nick Anderson. I'm a musician, and each day in a minute or less, we'll read a quote from another musician, chat about it, and send you on your way. Make sure you hit subscribe below so you don't miss a single day of awesomeness. All right, here we go. The first quote is from Ledward Kapana. It is, "When I was a child, I told my parents that I wanted to be a musician when I grew up, and they told me I had to pick one or the other." Now, what this reminds me is that, first of all, his parents were wrong, and that you should not lose that kindred spirit inside of you. Once in a while, even if you're a grown-up, it's okay to let that carefree attitude come out and have that just insane childlike happiness. This is Daily Motivation from a Musician. We'll see you tomorrow. So that was day one, and then each day we'll have a different video with a different quote and a different relation to your day. So if you need a little bit of motivation, I know I did, and you like music, this is for you, and I hope you enjoy it. I just wanted to mention that tonight because I think it goes along with mental health, men's health, anyone's health. So to end the show on what this show has been all about, I just wanted to say one more time, thank you so much to Brian Rogers, who joined us on the show to talk about Movember. And I wanted to throw up this link just one last time. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but it is so important. MasterCard is matching donations up to $10. If you go to bit.ly/supermoparty, you can join a movement to help men's health. And whatever you can donate or any way you can get involved, there's a lot more information at the website. But this is a great link on donating. And again, $10, $5, they'll match it up to $10 if you use a MasterCard. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for joining us as always. Please share this video so we can get that message to as many people as possible. And with that, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. I'm Nick Anderson, and this is The Nick Anderson Show.